Well, Oprah has been declining for a number of years now, and really the only people whom I know who watch anything to do with Oprah, whether it's the OWN network or read an Oprah magazine or whatever, anything to do with Oprah. The only people I know who follow Oprah are middle aged, old black folk. And when I say black folk, I mean black women. And then you got a few white women out there, old middle aged white women who watch. But really, her core supporters are middle aged to old black women and a few white women who, probably want to be black anyway. But the reason why I'm now coming out to say that Oprah really needs to be boycotted, the reason why I'm doing that is Oprah has done something which I feel is completely unforgivable. Coming out and trying to paint Michael Jackson, somebody who is dead and who can't defend himself or rebut these recent allegations, as somebody who committed a crime when he's obviously dead and he can't defend himself. But what's worse, I mean, people make accusations, and many accusations are believable only by common sense. I mean, it's common sense that it happened or something happened or these people who accuse something, it's believable. But in this case, there are so many holes in the story of Jimmy Safechuck and Wade Robson, the creators of the new documentary Leaving Neverland. There are more holes in that story than Swiss cheese. I mean, the fact that Wade Robson, just a few months before coming out and making these allegations, actually tried to get a job with the Michael Jackson estate. That's questionable. I mean, you can say, oh, well, Wade Robson defended Michael Jackson all up in the early 21st in the early 2000s and defended him on Jimmy Kimmel and on all these TV shows, defended him in court, all this stuff. Okay, that's fine. People may defend someone one day and then go against them the next. It happens all the time, and people say, "Oh, well, that's because they were a kid at that time." So it's like they were vulnerable. All right, you can say that all you want then. I still really, to be perfectly honest, that doesn't work on me, but okay, I'll give you that. But what's really disturbing is that one of the main accusers, only a few months before trying to come out with a book deal, accusing Jackson of all this stuff, tried to get a job with the Jackson estate when Michael Jackson was dead and he was an adult at the time and he had kids at the time. And they rejected him. And then he tries to come out with a book deal accusing Jackson of all this stuff and no publisher would touch him. And so now for Oprah to now come out and put these people on her show and then at the end of everything, and keep in mind that Michael Jackson allowed Oprah into his orbit back in the 90s. All right? And Michael Jackson was a very secluded guy. Like, he did not want anybody he didn't know too well into his private life. He allowed Oprah into his life. I mean, you got one black superstar and another black superstar coming together and trying to help each other out. And then Oprah now comes out and says, well, you know what? This, and that, and I believe, it's hard to not believe these people and all this stuff. So I'm saying we need to boycott Oprah, not because, think about it, think about it, think about it right here, okay? You don't have a license. Anybody with a fair mind does not have the license now especially somebody like Oprah who has millions of in an audience of millions, can now come out and try and paint Michael Jackson as the bad one and say it's hard to believe these two and make these two out to be heroes. It's very, very, very easy to believe that Michael Jackson didn't do anything to those two, and very hard to believe those two. Now, we can say that, let the process take its course and all that stuff, but you can't now just paint this guy as the bad guy. So I'm saying boycott Oprah. And, one final thing, because I'm not going to stay too long on this subject. You got a lot of mostly older black folk, mostly black women too, which is Oprah's support base, who come out on the YouTube comment section. They want to call me all sorts of names. I mean, I've had this, not a lot, but every once in a while you'll get the bitter old black woman coming. You are rude Uncle Tom, boy. You sellout, this and that. You're a handkerchief head Negro. Okay, you can call me all that. Call me all that. This and that, sellout, this and that. But here is my statement to you now, you old nappy-haired, bitter, angry black woman, old black woman who watches Oprah. If you don't boycott Oprah, that makes you the sellout, because Oprah right now is trying to get in bed with all of the people who I would say are very racist, who are condemning and convicting Jackson, one of the few black people out there who have actually made it and who let you into his world. And now you condemning him, you join in, and it's not even a racist. You're joining the media and all these people condemning this man in his grave. You're joining them, tearing down another black person who made it in America. Wasn't out there going to jail, doing drugs, killing people, robbing. I mean, he was a success, and you tearing him down. You won't even give the process a chance to prove these two stories to be accurate. Because right now there's no proof. There really isn't. You got this documentary which is being aired on HBO, and many people don't have HBO. Many people don't even have television subscriptions these days. They should if they had real cojones, they'd put it on YouTube for anyone to get a hold of it. But that's the only story we have. And Oprah betrays Michael Jackson. So who's the real sellout if you continue to watch her? Now, if you could do what I do and boycott her, which, I mean, that's very easy to do. Oprah is so yesterday. I mean, really, she's yesterday. I mean, I've never seen anybody talk about Oprah or Rita. I mean, except for, as I said, these older, mostly black, but a few white people. Women. So I say boycott Oprah once and for all and teach her a lesson. This is the Arana Nation.